Ten commandment number 3, the very best time to buy new running shoes is middle afternoon to early evening. The thing about your feet is they're a long way from your heart. So when you wake up in the morning, the blood flow is not going to be as active as it is later in the day. So your feet are so far from your heart that as you go throughout the day, it's going to call for a lot of blood. You're active, you're moving around. Your feet are going to swell about a half size in volume. So you don't want to try on shoes first thing in the morning when your foot is at its smallest. You want to wait till midday, early afternoon, early evening, when you've been active and your foot's going to be the size it's going to be that simulates when you're actually active and running and walking in your new shoes. The other thing you can do to make the new shoe fitting process good, besides showing up in the early to late afternoon, is bring your old shoes with you. Every shoe tells a story of the runner who was in it, so we can look at the wear patterns and how your shoes break down and get a lot of information that'll help us figure out what's the best way to keep your foot balanced and happy and healthy for those 400 miles you're going to put on the shoe. For example, this pair of shoes came back because they were worried about this. They thought this was a defect. So the inside of the collar on each shoe is rubbed raw. It's not that the material dissolved and fell apart. It's that with this runner, if you look at the front of their shoes, there's a worn area that's worn because every time this runner is running, their foot sweeps. He has a lot of motion in his foot. His foot sweeps and just minutely grazes the upper when his foot's passing, when they pass each other. When that happens, friction adds up 1,000 times each foot, each mile. You'll eventually get rough material there. The other thing that's common is just people will bring back shoes because a hole develops in the front. So your foot inside the shoe is loading on the outside. If you're standing there barefoot and you put your weight on the outside of your feet, your big toe pops up to counterbalance it. So again, that's happening 1,000 times each foot, each mile. That big toe's trying to counterbalance a shoe that's letting your foot go to the outside too often, too much, too extreme. We want to keep it balanced and happy. This shoe has a double whammy. It's got holes on the outside. So from that wacky motion that's clipping the heel collar, he's actually wearing out the outside and the inside. And the wear pattern on his shoe goes from the outer heel, which is where you want, that's where your foot's designed to land, but then it heavily favors the medial side of the foot. So this foot is collapsing and pronating off the front of the toe. So we even have more wear on the inside of the toe than the middle of the toe. Ideally, when you get a shoe, here's an example, but basically the wear pattern is balanced on this shoe. There's no excessive wear on the outside or the inside. It's all right in the middle, kind of the sweet spot. You want things, if you want to be balanced, you have to land and push through the sweet spot. The other thing we can tell from the shoes, so we put them on a flat surface, you can see this shoe is off axis, it's leaning in a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. But when a shoe leans in or out, that's also an indication of the repetition of the runner in this shoe has been landing on the inside or on the outside. And as the shoe, remember, shoes compress, so over time the compression has been greater on the outside or the inside if you've got like an off-axis kilter to that heel counter. Shoe commandment number 3, early afternoon to early evening is the best time to get your new shoes. Your feet are going to be the size they need to be to find you the right shoe, and bring your old shoes. We can decipher what's going on and make everything line up happy.